the next topic, we'll go over the tight end free agent class, and then we're going to hop into the Vikings talk, and then we'll send you on our way.
I saw this tweet earlier that said the tight end free agency is going to be wild. So let me just name drop some of these players. A lot of them are older, but a lot of them are still very good tight ends. And I think the tight end is a very unique position because the tight end can be a huge part of your offense, and the Kelceys, the Kittles, the Wallers, Mark Andrews. But they're also like tight ends can be crucial in other ways. Zach Ertz, Jimmy Graham, Gronkowski, Uzoma, Ebron, Gerald Everett, Jared Cook, Mo Alley Cox, Robert Tonyan, Ferkser, OJ Howard, Hayden Hurst, Evan Ingram, David Njoku, I think Dallas Schultz is, Tyler Conklin. Like all these are like very serviceable tight ends. So it's going to be kind of crazy to see where these kind of like middle tight ends that can, and one of them is going to blow up. That's just kind of what happens throughout the year. So
I think out of all those, Howard, I think, is the best chance to see some growth, take a step forward.
Howard.
Because he's always had two other tight ends to compete with.
Right.
Always.
Right. Cameron Brate's always been in front of him.
Yeah. And then you mentioned Evan Ingram, I think, is just too injury prone to be excited about him. Uzoma, I think, is going to go back to the Bengals.
Team captain, right? He's like the
I don't think Tanyan's great. I think Tanyan's kind of the product of a system and quarterback.
Right. But I mean, like, there's a lot of those names are like, all right, they did well. Like, they can help a team. Whether they're not the big names, they're still it's still a good.
You're going to see 10 tight ends sign in free agency, and that's just something you don't normally see. Because all those guys, none of those guys are going to go unsigned except maybe.
And they're starter level tight ends.
Yeah.
And so
I don't know if I feel that way. I know a lot of people feel that way about Ferkser, but I don't.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, Ferkser is one I just threw in there.
But yeah, I think Jimmy Graham is the only person on that entire list that I could see going unsigned. I think everybody else gets a contract somewhere. A couple of those guys are definitely 1-year guys, prove it deals.
Right.
But I mean, there's also a couple of those guys on that list that you could lock. Like Uzoma is going to get locked down.
Right. I think Mo Alley Cox could definitely return to the Colts in a multi-year.
Mo Alley Cox should definitely get a multi-year contract. OJ Howard.
Hayden Hurst is an unbelievable blocker. Like he's
very good.
Hustle guy too. So
Jack Conklin could get, or Tyler Conklin. I mean,
David Njoku's one of those like intriguing receiving prospects. Like,
right. He's Evan Ingram with less speed and less injuries. I think if I'm with the Vikings, I give one of those guys a test. You don't know what Irv's going to do.
Yeah, you don't know what Irv's going to do. If you can get Tyler Conklin back at a reasonable price, do it.
Right, but I mean, if you could get Njoku or OJ Howard,
right.
I think I'd rather, or if you could get Hurst, I would, could you imagine Hurst? That would help our offensive line so much.
Oh yeah, Hurst would be amazing. And especially with like what David Morgan II did with like a receiving first threat, and he was the kind of the blocker. He was
DM 2-3. That's exciting. Yeah, you don't normally see that, so that's really cool. And the tight end class for like the NFL draft isn't that great. Could be good.
Yeah, I heard something along the lines of like, there's no elite quarterback, there's no first round running backs, there's just a lot of great depth.
I liked a tweet that saw that, so maybe
that was it. Maybe that's what I saw.
It was from Matt Miller. He used to work for Bleacher Report. He talked about that and how he broke down. He also broke down like round 1, there's good talent here. Round 2, like there's a couple elite players like Aiden Hutchinson and Evan Neal.
This would be a great Spielman draft, is what you're saying.
It'd be a great one because Spielman would trade down and none of the guys would hit. He wouldn't take the actual 3rd and 4th rounders that are going to be the guys you want this year. He's going to trade down into the 7th and get the guys that are projects. I think this is a great draft to trade out of the 1st, or like trade out of the 1st and get an extra 2nd and 3rd, something like that, or trade all your 5th, 6th, and 7th to get an extra 3rd or two extra 4ths. Like, I think that's
that
3rd and 4th round.
Day two
Day 2 draft is going to be
early
nuts.
Day 3. Sure.
That's what I would try to go this year.